iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to race number 5. Tonight we are at the Eldora Speedway, ready to get down and dirty. Tonight we'll have the dirt format race for the Sportsman series. That means we'll get some qualifying, some heat races, as well as the main event. So don't go anywhere, folks. We got a lot of action ahead of us. Right now, we'll take a look at the best practice times. Right now, Jaron Valley in the 111 machine is at the top of the board with John Sanu in second. So we will have to see if they can do that good in qualifying here as we get ready to kick off qualifying. We'll see who can get tonight's quick time award and who will be at the top of the timing and scoring as the track resets. We get smoke out there in the tractor, redoing this track as we get cars rolling out on track. The first driver we get here is Justin Callahan in the number 75 machine. We'll see what Callahan can do as he gets that 75 machine up to speed, and we'll see where he can put that thing as he comes off of turn number 4. This will be the start of the first time lap for Justin Callahan in the 75 machine. We'll see what he can do here as he gets that thing up to speed, up on the top side. As especially with a clean track like this, folks, it's all about keeping the momentum for these race cars. So we'll see how good of a job Justin Callahan can do as he completes lap number 1. Right now will be the fastest and only time on the timing scoring, as we have a lot of other cars out there on track. Right now, Devin McDonald with the fastest lap so far. As Justin Callahan got to keep that thing off the wall. He taps the wall. That will disallow the lap. As now we'll look at Jaron Valley, who starts his first time lap. We'll see where the 111 can go as he starts his first time lap. And right now carrying a lot of momentum through 1 and 2. We'll see what he can do as he heads through 3 and 4. We see the 111 machine off of turn number 4 looking pretty good. Keeping that thing sideways, but most importantly, keeping that momentum up. That'll be a good lap, and he goes P number 5 for lap number 1. Brian Wilderson all the way up to the top of the timing and scoring. Josiah Millen in second. Taryn Tallarico in third. We'll see what the 111 can do. Had to wait for the throttle there off of turn number 4. We'll see if he can improve his lap time as he crosses the start-finish line. Does improve his lap time. He goes to P number 3. As we look at the 90 machine of Michael Sturgill, we saw him come so close last week, finish third with that different tire strategy. We'll see what he can do this time around. Also, something to keep in mind, Hayden Swank will be starting in the back. He won last week at Charlotte, so we'll see what he can do. As Mike Sturgill, lap number 1, goes P number 7. As Mike Sturgill comes through 3 and 4 for his final time lap. We'll see if he can improve on that 21.05. He doesn't lift there, folks, and just barely improves as a 21.04 as he makes some contact with that wall. Now we look at the 92 machine of Tyler Jordan, getting that machine up to speed down the backstretch, getting ready for his first time lap. As folks, an eventful qualifying, a lot of people coming out here early to put down a lap as we still have 2 minutes left for qualifying. As we look now at the 92 machine of Tyler Jordan for his first time lap. Most importantly for him, he's got to keep that car off the wall, keep this time allowed. Right now looking like getting used to the track for this first lap, and the second lap he'll try and unleash it a little bit more. As for lap number 1, Tyler Jordan will go P13, and he gets the wall for lap number 2. That will disallow this lap, so Tyler Jordan most likely starting P number 13. As right now, Brian Wilderson out there in front. Josiah Miller in second, Jaron Valley third, Tanner Tallarico fourth, and rounding out the top 5 in qualifying, Devin McDonald. So that will most likely conclude our qualifying run. As now this only sets up for our heat races, folks, so don't go anywhere because we got a lot of racing still ahead of us. As qualifying wraps on up here, folks. So Brian Wilderson will be tonight's Quick Time Award. So the 951 showing off his skills on dirt. We knew he was always a wheelman on dirt and proving it here as he will be the quick time with a 20.71. A very solid lap for him. So now we'll get ready to go through heat race number 1 and go through tonight's starting order. As we wait for cars to jump out there on track, and we get that here. So we'll run through tonight's grid for heat number 1. Brian Wilderson in the 951, our quick time award, will start on pole. To his outside will be the one of Tanner Tallarico. Third will be Michael Sturgill in the 90. Fourth is Nathan Henry in the 59 machine. Fifth is Tyler Jordan in the 92. And rounding out heat race number 1 will be Lee Campbell in the 27 machine. Now, folks, a lot to be racing for here in these heat races, as there are playoff points to be earned if you win the heat race, and of course some points as well to help your playoff run in these heat races as well. As heat number 1 is getting all lined up, we got 6 cars out here on track. As this time by the iRacing pace truck will head down pit road, and we'll go green for the first time here tonight for heat number 1. Of course, like I said before, folks, racing for some playoff points, whoever can win this heat, and of course some regular points as well to help that playoff run and playoff berth. As Brian Wilderson, quick time qualifier, will lead us to green for heat number 1. We'll wait for the 951 to fire on off. The pace truck is in, And the 951 jumps on the loud pedal. We are green flag racing for heat race number 1 at Eldora. We see side-by-side racing action for second place here as Tanner Tallarico trying to make that high side work. Mike Sturgill down low, making it work as well for him. So these guys putting on a show. Sturgill just making sure he can keep that momentum. That's all he has to do down low and wait for Tanner to make a mistake. But Tanner Tallarico up in the preferred line. He's just got to keep that car out of the wall, and he'll be sitting pretty as he tries to now set his sights on the 951 machine. Tanner Tallarico will look to the inside. He goes all the way down and will try and go side by side to Brian Wilderson, and that he almost does. So Tanner Tallarico with a big move there, closes a lot of gap, but you see how much gap then he loses without that run from that top side. So I think Tanner's got to run that top side for as long as he can, and then on the last lap try and jump out line. As you see him get a piece of that wall with that right rear, but that contact's definitely encouraged here tonight. You know, as long as you can just set a right rear quarter panel on the wall, that's about where you want to be, especially right in that soft stuff with that right rear. As we got a battle for third place on our hands. Nathan Henry looking to put the pressure on Michael Sturgill for third. As Brian Wilderson continues to lead the way out here. Tanner Tallarico in second. Mike Sturgill, who we're looking at, holding off Nathan Henry for third. Nathan Henry in fourth. Tyler Jordan in fifth. And Lee Campbell in the 27 machine in sixth. As Tanner Tallarico does get a piece of the wall here in that one car, in second place. As you can see a little bit of number damage right on that right hand door. But luckily this place, zero aero effect. I mean, there is a tiny bit of aero effect, but the big thing you gotta worry about is keeping that suspension in one piece underneath these race cars. So as that time by, Brian Wilderson puts in the fastest lap of the heat race so far. So that 951 clearing off those marbles on that top side and finding a lot of speed as he's able to drive away from Tanner Tallarico and increase that gap. So Brian Wilderson flexing those muscles in heat number 1. He'll see the white flag one more lap around this place for heat number 1, and Brian Wilderson in a very solid spot here. He just has to put together a couple more good turns, and he is going to be the car to beat, I feel like, tonight. As Brian Wilderson comes off at turn number 4, he'll pick up heat win number 1. Tanner Tallarico will bring it home in second, and Michael Sturgill will round out the top 3 for heat number 1. So that is a great run from that 951. Did exactly what he needed to do. Now we'll get ready for heat number 2 tonight, and we'll see who we have out there for heat number 2 grid. We got Josiah Millen in the 40 machine starting on pole. Starting to his outside is Devin McDonald in the 18 machine. Third will be Hayden Swank in the 35. Fourth will be Kyle Leisure in the 41. Fifth goes to Justin Callahan in the 75. And if Jeff O'Quinn's here, he will be starting in the 6th position. As we get rolling here for heat number 2, folks, we'll get the timing and scoring on the left side of our screen here. As these drivers, this track condition is carrying over for these heat races. So, you know, these drivers in this heat, you know, kind of had to watch heat number 1, see where the line's at, definitely on the top side. So we'll see these drivers jump to the top as quickly as possible. But then these drivers got to take into their own account where their car's liking it, what they like, and it will just continue to go worse until the warm-up, where we will be talking to these heat winners. But more importantly, these drivers can then go out there on track and break in the track to how they want. As for heat number 2, we're about to get underway. We'll wait for the iRacing pace truck to head down pit road. Then the 40 machine of Josiah Millen will lead us to green flag racing action. As he jumps on the loud pedal, and we are back. Green flag racing for heat race number 2. Josiah Millen will try and clear the 18, but Devin McDonald with the run Devin McDonald with the power move. He'll take over the race lead as contact further in the back between Hayden Swank and Justin Callahan. As Devin McDonald takes over the point lead from restarting in second. He gets a great start on Josiah Millen, able to carry that momentum on the top side in 1 and 2, and now just has to make sure he doesn't make any big mistakes, and he will be looking pretty good as Josiah Millen into the wall in 3 and 4. He's got to get that thing a little bit more rotated, at least in corner entry, to keep that thing off the wall. That's looking a little bit better from the 40 Jack Daniels machine, as he's right where he needs to be now with that right rear. As he has quite a big gap behind him. You know, he could definitely try some different lines, see what's working for that 40 machine as he tries to track down our leader, Devin McDonald. But Devin is looking pretty fast right now, just ran the fastest lap of the heat race out of all the drivers out there on track, so he is getting into his own rhythm, that is for sure. As it looks like maybe some issues for the 75 machine. He'll bring us under yellow flag here, and we'll be under yellow for the first time here tonight. Now in heat number 2, it looks like Justin Callahan may have had an issue. We'll try and see what happened to bring on out the yellow as we take a look at the 75 machine in turns 1 and 2. As we can see, Justin Callahan just jumps on the loud pedal a little bit too early and gets that thing facing around in pretty significant contact with the inside wall. We got to wonder how that car is for that 75 machine. As I believe this time by, folks, we should see the lights get extinguished on top of the iRacing pace truck, and that will be the case. So we'll be going green next time by. We'll see this field restart in the single file with Devin McDonald leading the way over Josiah Millen. Josiah Millen did start on pole, so we got to wonder how that 40 car can fire on off. He's going to have to make a move here early if he makes one. This also bunches up Hayden Swank in the 35 machine. He can see if he can put some moves on the 41, as now we wait for the iRacing pace truck to head into pit road and wait for the 18 to fire on off and bring us back to green flag racing action. As he does just that, we are back racing for heat number 2. As it looks like everyone gets through the corner cleanly here, Devin McDonald continues to lead the way over Josiah Millen in second place. Kyle Lesher under fire from Hayden Swank. This is the battle for third with 3 laps to go for heat race number 2. The 35 machine of Hayden Swank trying to make that bottom work. Oh man, contact and heavy contact for Kyle Lesher with that right front into the wall with contact from Hayden Swank. Not sure who to put the blame on there because they were definitely going into each other, but tough break for that 41 car, and I think Hayden Swank did claim that yellow, but we'll take a look to see what happened one more time here in turns number 2 as we see the 41 machine gets that thing rotated. Hayden Swank tries to keep that thing down, jumps on the throttle, and that sends him on up as well. And yeah, pretty significant contact for that 41 machine, but luckily for him, this is only just a heat race. He still has time to make some magic happen in the feature. As we are back under yellow flag for the second caution of heat number 2. As I believe this time by for our field, we should begin the one to go, and that we are. The lights go out on top of the iRacing pace truck. We'll see if Devin McDonald can get another great restart, because at the start finish line we'll have popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 laps to go for this field. Justin Callahan now is up into the 3rd position. Hayden Swank in 4th, and Kyle Lesher is out of this race with that heavy contact there for the last incident. As we now wait for the 18 machine to fire on off once again. He gets away here with another good restart. Josiah Millen, though, pretty close, but not close enough, I think, as we get 2 more laps around this circuit for heat number 2. As Hayden Swank will now try and put the moves on Justin Callahan. Justin Callahan big time into the wall down the backstretch. That will give 3rd to Hayden Swank, as Josiah Millen has 1 more attack left for that 18 machine, as we get the white flag for heat number 2. Josiah Millen will try. He will stay. He will try the bottom. He'll drive it on in there, see what he can do, as he won't have the run off the corner, but something in the bank to remember for next time, as Devin McDonald gets the job done. He picks up heat number 2 win. As we will get ready for the grid of heat race number 3. We got Jaron Valley in the 111 machine starting on pole. To his outside will be the 38 of Dave Payton. 3rd place will be John Sanu in the 86 machine. 4th will be Zach Heiser in the 14 machine. And John DeMeester in the Blue Deuce will round out heat number 3. As we get ready for heat race number 3, we got Jaron Valley in that 111 machine bringing up this field. Next time by, we'll be going green flag race in action. So this is heat race number 3, and it's the last heat race of the night. So we will be talking to Brian Wilderson, Devin McDonald, and whoever picks up this win right here for heat number 3. As we wait for the 111 to fire on off, Dave Payne, he's got to make sure he stays to the top side of that 111 as we fire on off and get away pretty cleanly here, as Jaron will try and slide on up, but Dave Payne has the run. This is what that 38 machine needs to take this race lead, as Zach Heiser gets a piece of the wall down the backstretch, but he will take over the 3rd position as he's once again in that wall big time in 3 and 4. As you can see, Zach already has that Eldora stripe there on that 14 machine very early, as now Jaron Valley will try and put the pressure on Dave Payton. You see how hard that 111 can toss it into these corners. He's got a lot of trust in this car, but he's going to have to work very hard to get around this 38 machine, as this is a one-line track right now, right against that top side, till it slicks on off even more than this. So Jaron's pretty much going to have to hope the 38 machine makes a mistake, and then he can capitalize on it just like this, as Dave Payne gets a piece of that wall with that right rear quarter panel, but luckily not quite enough to derail that heat lead, as these guys are going at it here. As last time by, Jaron Valley put down the best lap of heat race number 3, so that 111 machine is a man on a mission here. As that time by, we see 4 laps to go for these drivers. Dave Payne currently leads the way over Jaron Valley. Jaron now struggling maybe a little bit with rear grip on that top side, or that middle line, especially off the corner that he seems to like to run, as that starts to slicking on up, so we'll probably have to see the 111 start changing up his line and probably start running a little bit higher like we see the 38 of Dave Payne. But Dave Payne continues to lead the way in that 38 Pinkerton machine. This time by, we see popsicle sticks up in the air for heat race number 3. 2 laps to go. As Dave Payne continues to lead the way down the backstretch, Jaron Valley closing the gap ever so slightly. So Jaron is figuring out this track, and like I said, folks, he's really able to throw that car deep into these corners and somehow make it stick, and most importantly, keep it off the walls. So very impressive car control from this 111 machine. As we get the white flag, we'll see if Jaron Valley will try and do something, as he has a pretty good run on Dave Payne down the backstretch. We'll see the 111 go to the bottom side, try and make it work. Dave Payne's got to stick, keep his foot in it. Crossover, move, engage. It'll be a drag race to the line, but Dave Payne just gets heat win number 3 by a car length. What a heck of a race for heat race number 3. Dave Payne will pick up heat win number 3, and he'll be added to the list of drivers to be interviewed here by the end of this. So with this warm-up, don't go anywhere, folks, because as cars are out on track, we'll also be talking to drivers. The first driver we'll be talking to is the 951 of Brian Wilderson. Don't go anywhere, folks. Hey, Brian, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Hey, Brett. Hey, Brett, how's it going?
Pretty good, man. How about yourself? That 951 machine looked pretty sporty out there in heat race number 1. You know, you qualified with the quick time tonight, and you got to be feeling pretty confident going into this feature event tonight.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. We're going to get a track reset at the beginning of a feature, so it's going to be a brand new track for everybody, and it's definitely going to take I don't know, 4 or 5 laps to get a run in here, but after that we should see some 2-wide racing, I believe.
Yeah, Brian, these heavy stock cars will definitely kill this dirt and definitely move around the groove pretty aggressively. I think you would agree as well.
Yeah, I think that bottom lane will open up once these guys get moving around a little bit. The heat races were kind of single file, but I think you should see something a little bit different for the feature.
Yeah, hopefully, Brian. And a little bit, not to give away too much of your plan, but what's the goal for the 951 machine with this tricky race, let's say, with these ARCA cars on dirt?
Just try not to let anybody catch me, I guess. It's nice to start out front. Just got to run.
Yep, Brian, that's one of the best places to start, out there in front with the clean air, and hopefully all the incidents happen behind you. So best of luck to you tonight, Brian. And before we let you go, I'll hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank for this 951 machine.
I just got to thank you for covering the series, and American Sim Racing Club for putting on for us.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. Well, Brian, best of luck to you. Look forward to seeing you out there for the feature.
Thanks, bud.
Alrighty, folks, that was our heat winner for heat race number 1. Now we'll talk to our heat winner for heat race number 2. Hey, Devin, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yeah, I got a copy, Brett.
Alrighty, man, you picked up heat race number 2. How's this 18 machine tonight, and what's kind of the expectations going into these ARCA cars on dirt here at Eldora?
The car feels pretty good, but I gotta say, we're looking for a top 5 finish. I'm hoping for this race.
Alrighty. Yeah, definitely setting yourself up in a pretty good starting spot for sure, Devin. I believe you'll start second, so yeah, looking pretty sporty. That thing looked pretty fast. I mean, you took the heat lead from that top side. I assume you'll probably try that again here at the start of this feature event.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try that again. Hopefully it works again, but it's going to be hard to say.
Oh, yeah, Devin, this is definitely a unknown combination, let's say, but awesome stuff from you from heat race number 2. Before we let you go and get ready for this feature event, I'm going to hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank for this 18 crew.
I'd like to take out my family, friends, everyone that helps me with this, and just thank all you guys for putting all this together and a great bunch of guys to be racing with.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. Well, best of luck to you, Devin, and hopefully we'll be talking to you by the end of the night.
Yes, sir. Great talking to you too, Brett.
Alrighty, folks, that was heat winner number 2. Now we'll talk to the winner of the most recent heat race, Dave Payton in the 38 machine. Dave, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Hey, Brett.
Alrighty, man. How's that car feeling? You know, you got to shake that little bit of bad luck last week at Charlotte, and this week you come out here and win heat race number 3, get to start behind the 951 machine who has been so fast. What's kind of the expectations with the dirt tonight?
Try and keep right side on the car. That's pretty much my plan all night. Tear it off on the wall.
Yeah, always a good plan, Dave. It sounds like most everyone just going to try and to survive tonight as best they can. But, Dave, with the dirt, how comfortable are you feeling on the dirt tonight?
A little bit more comfortable, but not like, I'm like 50%. I've never driven this car on dirt. I do a lot of dirt, but like in other cars, and this one's a whole different animal. It was a good heat race. It felt pretty good if you hooked it up right on the top line. So hopefully we can just keep it going.
Alrighty, well, awesome stuff from you, Dave. But before we let you go and get ready for this feature event, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank for the 38 car.
Well, night ain't over yet, but, thanks for broadcasting, Brett, and thanks to Andrew for putting all this together. Thanks to all the guys that showed up, and thanks to my lovely wife, Natalie, for putting up with me.
Alrighty, awesome stuff, Dave. Well, I'll let you get in this car quickly, and best of luck to you. Hopefully we'll be talking to you by the end of the night.
Thanks, Brett.
Alrighty, folks, that was Dave Payne in the 38 machine. Now we'll quickly run over to the grid and get ready to go through tonight's starting feature order. Brian Wilderson in the 91 machine will start on pole. Starting in second will be the 18 machine of Devin McDonald. Third will be Dave Payne in the 38. Fourth is Tanner Tallarico in the 1. Rounding out the top 5 will be Josiah Millen in the 40 machine. Sixth place will be the 111 machine of Jaron Valley. Seventh goes to Michael Sturgill in the 90. The 8th place is Hayden Swank in the 35. 9th is Zach Heiser in the 14. And rounding out the top 10, Nathan Henry in the 59 machine. 11th is Justin Callahan in the 75 machine. 12th is John Sanu in the 86. 13th is Tyler Jordan in the 92. 14th is Kyle Leisure in the 41. 15th is John DeMeester in the 2. And rounding out the field tonight is Lee Campbell in the 27 machine. So, folks, that is tonight's starting order for the Eldora Dirt Race. We are back on dirt for the ASRC Sportsman Series once again. This time, it should be a barn burner. So don't go anywhere, folks, as we get ready to start the feature event. The lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace car. We'll be ready to go. Green flag racing action here off of turn number 4 as we look at the stellar field here tonight on the dirt. As we wait for the iRacing pace car to head down pit road, we'll wait for the 951 to fire on off and lead us to green flag. Devin McDonald will try and get the jump. Not quite. Brian Wilderson will be able to clear himself, and he will take over the race lead for this 35 lapper. Brian Wilderson out there in front. Devin McDonald trying to make that inside work. Tanner Tallarico up top with Josiah Millen looking very low down low as this field 3 wide race in action as they come off the corner. Michael Sturgill rolling that top side in that 90 machine. So these drivers know it's go time as we are already a few laps in, and you see how quickly these laps are clicking on by as we're already lap number 3 as Brian Wilderson big time sideways off of turn number 4. That will kill a little bit of his speed, but we see the race leader trying some different lines already, and we gotta wonder how good this is working for this 951 car. It's Devin McDonald all over the back bumper of Brian Wilderson right now. Devin McDonald will now try and look to the inside as Tanner Tallarico has Jaron Valley all over his back bumper as well. Michael Sturgill now enters into the chat as well as he is right there in the 5th position, Jaron Valley now looks to the inside of the 1 car. This is the battle for third. A little bit further back, we got John Sanu battling with Nate Henry. So there's racing action all over the racetrack as Jaron Valley big time sideways. He loses a whole bunch of spots as now he gets hung out on that inside line. Nowhere to go, and he's going to be a sin duck as now even Josiah Millen will try and drive around on the high side. Same with Dave Payne. With that right side damage, you got to wonder if the 111 maybe has quite a bit of damage slowing out down that race car or something. As not sure what happened to Devin McDonald, but maybe got a piece of the wall as he falls now back into third place behind Tanner Tallarico. He does have pretty significant right side damage, so maybe Devin McDonald, pushed the envelope a little bit off at turn number 4. He will give up a spot to that 1 car for second. As a little bit further back, we got Zach Heiser in that 14 machine trying to make the inside work as him and Tyler Jordan make pretty significant contact. As a little bit further up, we see Tyler Jordan. Oh, Dave Payne gets ran into the back of Josiah Millen also in that contact, but everyone keeps it straight. We keep green flag race in action, as so far we have not had a yellow flag in this feature event, as these drivers are putting on a show for the most part. As Tyler Jordan will go around off the nose of the 40 machine, get a piece of John Sanu, and right when I was saying we didn't have a yellow, folks, we get our first yellow of the night as we take a look and see what happened to this 92 car. He's down low trying to make that inside work of the 40. As Tyler Jordan will try the big time slide job from the very bottom all the way to the top, and Josiah Millen thought he had enough of a room to get on around, and pretty significant contact with the back bumper of the 92 machine. Johnson, who just gets a piece of it as well, as we are under the first caution of the night here on lap number 8 of 35. As Brian Wilderson has led every lap so far, we saw him playing around a little bit with that line, but overall able to keep the race lead here in these early stages. Now has the very talented Tanner Tallarico right on his back bumper, but Tanner's not too known for being a dirt guy, so we'll have to see what he can take advantage of for these opportunities. But Tanner Tallarico did drive an ARCA car on dirt in real life at one point, so something these drivers have to keep in mind, as Tanner has technically done this before. As the lights are extinguished on top of the iRacing pace truck, we are going green next time by. We re-rack them, restack them, and get ready to go back to green flag racing action, as I think this one's going to be a little bit more crazy, folks. We'll see what will happen off of turn number 4 and into turn number 1, but everyone will be trying to go to that top side once again as we wait for the 951 machine of Brian Wilderson to fire on off. He does so. He gets away with a pretty good start. He's able to jump to the top side if he wants it, but we'll go down low. This may open up the door that Tanner Tallarico needs, as Brian Wilderson able to slide on around, but Tanner will get his nose to the top side. Battle for the race lead. Tanner Tallarico up top, Brian Wilderson down low. Brian Wilderson trying to, his contact. Brian Wilderson will go around from the race lead with some contact from Tanner Tallarico. Oh man, folks, that is a tough one to call, as Tanner Tallarico definitely had the high lane, but Brian Wilderson trying to keep that thing up to speed, and it looks like Tanner Tallarico will claim that yellow, so both of our front runners will be now back mired deep in this field. Luckily, they have about 25 laps to try and get through this field, but that is a lot of cars to pass in a short amount of time. That will now also hand over the race lead to Devin McDonald in that 18 machine. So just like that, folks, we can see how quickly things unfold at this track. As we'll take a look one more time to see what brought out this last yellow. As here we go, folks. This will be the replay as we look at the one car of Brian Wilderson stuck down low. Tanner Tallarico trying to make that top side work. And yeah, very tough call as Tanner tries to keep that thing as high as he can, but keep that thing out of the slick. Brian Wilderson right there as well, right where he needs to be too. So just a tough call. And of course, these ARCA cars have zero good bumper contact physics, so of course he gets sent down around. But now we wait for the 18 machine of Devin McDonald to lead us back to green flag racing action as he jumps on the loud pedal. Now we go back to green flag racing as Michael Sturgill will try and roll this topside in the 90 machine. He will have the position down the backstretch, so looks like Mike Sturgill might take over this race lead. And there he was, Devin McDonald able to complete the slide job. Now Brian Wilderson will go around as big time junk in 3 and 4. I believe we have Kyle Lesher in the 41 machine involved, so we will try and take a look to see what happened to bring out this most recent yellow, but quite a few cars with some pretty significant damage, as it looks like it might have started with this 41 machine. We'll take a look to see what happened as the 41, and it might be the 35 machine again, as not quite the 41 trying to make it work into 3 here. And we'll keep an eye on the 75 machine as, yeah, the 75 tries to get that thing rotated, doesn't get that thing rotated enough. Heavy contact for the 75 machine. Tanner Tallarico does an awesome job avoiding that wreck, and the 27 machine of Lee Campbell does clip that left side of the 41, and the 41 has some pretty significant left side damage because of that extra contact. So we will have to see how that affects the handling of the race car. But under our third yellow here, so folks, I definitely jinxed us a little bit with that, saying we had a good run going, and now we've had 3 yellows back to back to back. As the lights are extinguished on top of the iRacing pace truck, we'll be going green next time by, once again being led by the 18 machine of Devin McDonald. We saw him able to defend that position from that inside. We'll see if he can do it again, but now Dave Payne up to 3rd. Jaron Valley right there in 4th as well. Don't count him out. Same with Josiah Millen in 5th. So a lot of stout cars still could have their name in the hat for the future win. But we now wait for the 18 machine of Devin McDonald to fire on off. We do so, and we are back. Green flag racing here at Eldora. Devin McDonald able to clear Michael Sturgill here in 1 and 2. So we'll see if Sturgill can complete the crossover or if he'll slide on and take that line away from the 111 machine, which it looks like he will. As we get Devin McDonald into the wall off the corner there, as we got contact further in the back. Lee Campbell, hard contact with that inside wall, and we bring out caution number 4 of the night. It looked like it was between the 27 machine and the 75, but we'll take a look at the replay to make sure that is what happened as we take a look at the turn 3 replay. As we see the 75 machine of Justin Callahan down low, the 27 of Lee Campbell up top. As, yeah, it looks like Justin Callahan washes on up, trying to get that thing rotated with the throttle, but that thing's driving straighter than he like, and pretty significant contact to the front end of that 27 machine. I bet Lee Campbell's just out here just trying to click off all the laps tonight. He knows this track and race will be a race of attrition here, as we are now inside of 25 laps to go. as we are back for some dirt track racing action here for the Sportsman ASRC series. Devin McDonald in the 18 machine. You see how beat up that right side is, but he continues to lead the way over Michael Sturgill in second, Jaron Valley in third, Zach Heiser up to fourth, up a whopping 5 positions, and Dave Payne in fifth, as we now wait for the 18 machine to fire on off and bring us back to green flag racing action. As he waits for a while, he jumps on it here. Devin McDonald with a pretty good start there. He will clear himself of Mike Sturgill in 1 and 2, as now Mike Sturgill will try and take advantage of this run. He'll look to the inside, as now Zach Heiser up to third position. That 14 machine looking very solid here in the middle of this race, as Brian Wilderson already making his way through the field, now trying to put the moves on Dave Payne in that 38 machine. So don't count out Brian Wilderson, as he is trying to get back in that top 5 as quickly as possible. And you see 3 wide for the 951 machine as he tries to make that way bottom down low with John Sanu and Dave Payne to his top side. As we ride on board with Dave Payne here, seeing what he's seeing, a lot of cars in the wall. There's John Sanu that appears right there at the last second. So a lot going on in front of each and every one of these drivers, except for maybe Devin McDonald, who is our race leader, as Dave Payne able to get around the 86 machine of John Sanu there. Now Brian Wilderson will try and do the same, as he has Nathan Henry right there, as well as Brian Wilderson tries, and John Sanu will get the run down the backstretch. So Wilderson looking like one of the smoothest cars out there, keeping that thing very sideways, but one of the few to make that bottom side work and complete passes, as he's been able to do that here ever since going to the back. And that's only going to get stronger for the 951 machine as this track continues to wear up top. As Nathan Henry now under fire from Hayden Swank right there, and Tanner Tallarico also there as well, as we take a look and just see how close all of these drivers are to each other. As now Hayden Swank will try and get to the top side of Nathan Henry. Nathan Henry will send it on in there, clear himself. That may open the door for Tanner Tallarico as well, as Nathan Henry goes on around. So maybe some contact. We'll have to see what happened to bring out the 5th caution of the night. As we saw the 59 machine of Nate Henry clear himself off of Hayden Swank. And yeah, Hayden tries to commit to the top side, but Nate Henry was clearly already there, and not sure what prompted that, but Nate Henry does go around, and I assume the 35 machine of Hayden Swank will take the claim for that yellow. As we have about 17 laps to go, and yep, the 35 machine of Hayden Swank does claim that yellow, so he will drop to the back. Same with the 59 machine, as Brian Wilderson will restart in the 7th position, so he will at least start on the inside where he's been making the moves happen. So this could be pretty good for that 951 machine. He at least needs to see one more yellow, but the man who doesn't want to see any more yellows is the 18 machine, our current race leader of Devin McDonald. We saw him pick up heat win number 2, but right behind him as well we got Mike Sturgill, the very talented man in that 90 machine. And then Zach Heiser, you know, we don't see him out here too often in that 14 machine. He has other commitments on Monday night. I want to say, I believe with horsepower happenings. Excuse me if I'm wrong, Zach, but great to see you out here tonight, and what a performance you're putting on with this 3rd place run as of right now. Josiah Millen also looking very strong. Finished 4th last week in this 40 car. Right now currently in the 4th place. And Jaron Valley, we got to talk to him the last time he showed on up the wild Nashville Fairgrounds race. Now back for another wild one as we get down and dirty at Eldora, as the lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace truck. We are going green this time by. As we'll wait for Devin to jump on the loud pedal here. The iRacing pace truck jumps on in, and Devin jumps on it here. We are back, green flag race in action, as Devin doesn't quite clear Sturgill, Now he does as he slides up to that top side. Now Mike Sturgill under fire from Zach Heiser, but Zach Heiser needs to get back up to that top side. That's where the 14's the most comfortable, but able to hold his own right there just below the slick stuff, right where he wants to be versus that 40 machine of Josiah Millen. And Josiah Millen has no bumper cover. Already ripped that thing on off that car, so you know he's right against that wall, pushing that cushion in that 40 Jack Daniels machine as he makes his way up into the third position here with 14 laps to go at the start-finish line. And Brian Wilderson trying to put the moves over Dave Payne. Dave Payne will go to the bottom as we get a yellow flag. It looks like John Sanu is involved with this one, so we'll take a look to see what happened to bring out our 6th yellow of the night as we look at the 86 machine through turns 3 and 4. He's got a lot of cross traffic in front of him with the 111 and the 1 machine of Tanner Tallarico. And yeah, looking to try and get to the bottom, and Hayden Swank was down there, so not sure if John Sanu's spotter let him know that a car was coming or whatnot. And then, oh man, the wreck isn't quite over as some more contact after the fact between the two. So as that is a tough break for both of them. They were running inside the top 10. Now both find themselves outside of it. As I say, from this restart, folks, let's ride on board with Zach Heiser in this 14 machine. See what he's seeing to what it's like going through the gears, trying to manage the wheel spin, because that's one thing a lot of these drivers had to really practice tonight, and is restarting on the dirt. I'm pretty sure most people are restarting in third gear to try and eliminate as much wheel spin as they can and just bang fourth gear as quickly as possible, but that is one of the most difficult things these drivers are having to do for these restarts, is try and manage the wheel spin. As it looks like the lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace car, so we'll try and go to our race leader, and we'll ride on top of Zach Heiser in the 14 machine, who will restart in the fourth position, as we see Devin McDonald jump on the loud pedal. We are back, green flag race in action here at Eldora, and you see how close these drivers are getting to each other, of course, as well as on the edge of their seats, you know, trying to push the limits of these race cars without pushing over the limit and, of course, spinning or wrecking a fellow competitor. As we hear Zach Heiser playing with that throttle pedal, we'll try and really send it in on the inside, trying to make it work, trying to find some grip from that slick stuff. As you see that black really getting wide, that is the slick of the, let's say, the packed in stuff getting worn on out and leaving straight rubber. But at least with these cup cars, you know, these NASCAR style cars, folks, you could still make the slick work halfway decent versus an actual dirt car. But Zach Heiser still trying to make that soft stuff work. As it looks like we get another yellow flag. It looks like the 27 machine of Lee Campbell off the pace. We'll take a look to see what happened to bring out our 7th yellow as we look at the 27 machine down the backstretch. As we see Lee get into turn number 3, and like we were just talking about, that slick stuff is pretty loose. He tries to lock it on down, and with that, stops on the racing surface, and he'll bring out the most recent yellow here as he brings that thing down into pits, and probably will have his crew try and work on the damage to that car. Definitely not handling the way he would like it to handle, as we are under our 7th yellow here tonight. We have about, I want to say, 10 laps to go once we get back to green flag race in action. So we are coming in on the closing stages of this race. as our top 5 is looking like the following. Devin McDonald in the 18 machine leading the field. Michael Sturgill in the 92nd. Josiah Millen in the 43rd. Fourth is Zach Heiser in the 14, and rounding out the top 5 is Dave Payne. 2 drivers we got to also take account for is the 951 of Brian Wildison, 6th. Tanner Talarico in 7th. Those 2 were involved for the race lead early in this race, making their way back through this field, and we get ready to go back. Green flag race in action as we now wait for the 18 machine of Devin McDonald to jump on the loud pedal. We'll take a look, see what's like in the stands as we get ready for another single file restart here at Eldora. We wait for the 18 machine to jump on the loud pedal here. He does so. We are back. Green flag race in action from Eldora for race number 5. Devin McDonald able to get away cleanly here. Zach Heiser continues to try and use that bottom side to try and get around Josiah Millen. Same with Brian Wildison in the 951 machine. He tries to get around Dave Payne as one car in the wall big time. I believe that's the 86 machine of John Sanu. Brian Wildison able to get around Dave Payne. Now sets his sights on the 40 or the 14 machine as Zach Heiser gets big time sideways in 1 and 2 there down low. So now Brian Wildison will try and keep that momentum on the top side. Zach Heiser tries to take that line away. Brian Wildison says, all right, I'll go low, try and cross you on over. He will do just that, and now try and slide in right behind Josiah Millen and in front of the 14 machine. Not quite totally clear, so Brian Wildison will continue to try and make that line work as Zach Heiser big time into the wall in 3 and 4 there. As Brian Wildison trying to be nice and smooth, he will jump now back up towards the top side if he can. Zach Heiser with the big run tries to take 3rd place away from Josiah Millen, but just quite not enough speed here as they do have Mike Sturgill right there as well, kind of holding up that top lane as he tries to find the traction that was once up top. You see how sideways that 90 machine is. You know he's just searching for a right rear grip in that car as these guys are all under a blanket here from second on back. 3 wide here into turn number 3. These guys are going at it in the closing stages. We see 3 wide race in action for 3rd place. Brian Wildison down low. Zach Heiser, the meat in the sandwich. Josiah Millen up on the top, pushing that cushion. Now trying to take advantage of Michael Sturgill, who continues to struggle trying to put that power down on that right rear. That time by at the start-finish line, we have 5 laps to go. As this is a heck of a race from second on back, folks. Devin McDonald able to run away for the most part out there in front, but right there behind him, it's anyone's game for any of these rest of these podium spots to be talking to me after the race, as Zach Heiser's doing an awesome job in that 14 machine down low. He's making that thing work as he has Brian Wildison, probably the fastest man of the night, right behind him, not able to do anything too much. As you see Zach Heiser move up just a little bit, tries to keep that momentum as Zach Heiser makes contact with Josiah Millen. That will kind of hurt his run, but not too much. He's able to only lose 1 spot if he can slide back in front of Dave Payne. He has to regain his composure and sets his sights back on the cars in front of him as Brian Wildison goes on around big time junk for a lot of the field here. Oh my goodness. We knew it couldn't go on forever, and that was the final nail in the coffin to send a lot of these guys home early, as we will take a look to see what happened here between, I think it started with the 951 machine of Brian Wildison, as we take a look at them heading into turns 1 and 2. Brian Wildison in these closing stages tries this. I'm not sure if he was trying to slide job or, man, Mike Sturgill looked a little bit off pace as well, but that is a tough one to call because they definitely met with some significant contact in the middle, but that is a tough one. Maybe we'll take a look at a different camera angle as we look at the 951. He definitely has a little bit of a run down low, but I think he was only trying to slide behind the 90 machine, but didn't anticipate Sturgill entering the corner that slowly, and then gets right rear hook sent on down. Zach Heiser, big contact. Dave Payne goes around, and the 40 machine of Josiah Millen. So a lot of good cars involved in that one, and Brian Wilderson once again goes to the back, and that's a tough break for one of the fastest drivers here tonight. As looks like the lights still stay on top of the iRacing pace truck. So when we go back to green flag race in action, we will see 3 laps to go as the lights are extinguished, So we are going green this time by, with Devin McDonald lead the way over Michael Sturgill, Zach Heiser in 3rd, Dave Payne 4th, Tanner Tallarico in 5th. We have 3 laps to go, so we'll see what Devin McDonald can do here, see if he can hold off the 90 machine of Michael Sturgill. As we jump back to green flag race in action here, we see popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 more laps around this circuit here for our second ever dirt race for the ASRC Sportsman Series, as Zach Heiser tries to make that inside work on Michael Sturgill in that 90 machine. We saw Sturgill struggling all night long trying to put down the power in that 90 machine off the corner. Zach Heiser able to complete the pass. We see the white flag. 1 more lap to go for Devin McDonald to pick up his first ASRC win. Zach Heiser now finds himself in 2nd. Michael Sturgill in 3rd. We got a lot of battles going on throughout this field, but we'll keep an eye on these cars as they send it through 3 and 4 for the final time. They are 3 wide. Dave Payne makes contact. Tanner Tallarico on the wall. Who finishes 3rd? I think Jaron Valley. Holy smokes, that was a big-time wreck off of turn number 4. I think Jaron Valley somehow gets the job done. Tanner Tallarico does get some contact as we try and see what happened there, coming to the checkered flag as we take a look at the battle for 2nd. The battle for 3rd. Alpha turn number 4. We see them 3 wide here. Michael Sturgill up top, Dave Payne in the middle, and Sturgill gets over sideways, and Tanner Tallarico, not sure if he got neck coated or overcorrected that car, but all 3 of them make heavy contact, and Jaron Valley gets tagged by Tanner Tallarico to just finish 3rd. Nathan Henry finishes in 4th. Wow, what a finish. But we'll jump to the front with Devin McDonald picking up the race win. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got post-race interviews before it's all said and done. We'll be right back after commercial break. Alrighty, folks, we are back here at Eldora Speedway. We'll first be dialing up our 3rd place finisher, that being Jaron Valley in the 111 machine. Jaron, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yes, sir. I hear you loud and clear.
Alrighty, man. Well, once again, you show back up for a Sportsman race, and once again, you find yourself in the podium positions. How was your car tonight? And man, that was an eventful race. Tell me a little bit about your race for you.
Yeah, that was pretty much a handful. I tried just about every line there is out there, up against the wall up top, up against the wall on the bottom, running both the middle lines, and couldn't find anything. Entering the corners was so hard with all the dust, you couldn't see a thing, and if you get your right rear just up a little too high, you get sucked into the wall. So really slowed me down quite a bit, and with it being mostly one lane, it was hard to pass anybody. So one little mess up, one little mistake went a long ways and could really bite you in the butt. But somehow went from, I think, 7th or 8th to 3rd on the last lap there. I think I crossed the line backwards. Very eventful, very fun. Not really sure how this all worked out. The cushion was just insane. Like, if you went over that thing, it was just a handful. Like, good luck. Well, I actually had a spotter come jump in halfway through the race and was kind of trying to guide me through it all. And he's go low, go high, just find the gap. And I found the gap right in between it all, and kind of made it work. So shout out to Greg for helping me with that. But man, just those situations you just don't have much time to react with, and you're steering left and right and trying to figure out what to do. It's eventful.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, Jaron, I was asking about your last lap. I didn't have my mic on, so just giving everyone watching at home an update. But yeah, that was an awesome race by you. Heck of a job to finish backwards for the 3rd position. Gotta mean a lot. But before we let you go, Jaron, and celebrate this podium position, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank.
Yeah, just gotta thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, all the other admins for putting this league on too, Andrew specifically. He talked to me about this and finally made it out to another race. I said I'd be back, so I finally made it out. I think I missed the last one because I had an update, but gotta thank Greg as well for spotting me. He actually let me drive his car this weekend. He's got a dirt street stock, so I drove that car at Fairbury. So if you want some in-car footage, just go ahead and watch that on YouTube under Osman Racing, or Osman Racing on Facebook too. So pretty cool experience that he let me do, and thought I could bring that dirt experience here today, but we had some heavy hitters, that's for sure.
Yep, well, awesome stuff for you, Jaron. Once again, talking to you after you show up to one of these races, so hopefully we'll see you out here on more. But yeah, be sure to check out that YouTube video to check out some real-life racing action from Jaron. You have yourself a great rest of the night, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again sometime here in the booth again.
Yep, you have a great night, Brett.
Yep, you as well, Jaron. Alrighty, now we'll talk to our 2nd place finisher, the man on the mission tonight, up the most cars passed. It's the 14 machine of Zach Heiser. Zach, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Brett the Jet, I've got you, man.
Alrighty, man. It feels great to finally talk to you. I know you can't quite make all the Monday night shows, but what a heck of a run for you tonight. Tell me a little bit about it.
Man, I'm telling you what, this was so much fun. I hardly ever make a Monday night show because of horsepower happenings, and I saw what the schedule was for tonight, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna just go try it, ride around, see what happens. Man, I got here with like 2 minutes left of practice, went out and qualified, just putted around in the heat race, and man, found something right there at the end, and wow, this was so much fun. Man, oh man, this was fun.
Yeah, Zach, it was definitely fun to watch you work your way through this field. I mean, you were the biggest mover of the night, up 7 positions from the heat race, and I think even the heat race you moved on up. So what'd you figure out in this 14 machine? It seemed like you were one of the few cars to just be right below the slick and make it work.
Yeah, that was the key, man. You know, you either had to be right up against the wall, which they were honest about wall riding tonight, so that wasn't an option. You just had to go below the slick, and that throttle control was so important. And you know, I feel bad. I feel like I kind of squeezed Michael there at the end, and you know, these guys are racing for points, so you know, I hope I didn't cause him any problems there coming to the checker. But I had nothing for Devin, man. He was hooked up, and this was just so much fun racing with these guys. You know, that last caution, 3, 4, 5 wide, and you know, driving in underneath people, and just what a great group of drivers here in this Sportsman division. And like I said, I don't get a chance to race with these guys much, so it was just a lot of fun to get to come out tonight. And you know, as I said, Horsepower Happenings is the reason I can't. You know, new episodes every Monday, and so you know, it was fun to be able to get a chance to come see these guys.
Yeah, Zach, it was a blast to see you out there, and yeah, making the moves on Michael Sturgill on that last restart. You know, Sturgill's no slouch, so that definitely turned some eyes there. Definitely me in the booth, and I think everyone watching at home, Zach. So awesome stuff. Maybe just for the viewers at home, where'd you get these dirt skills from? Because you definitely showed them on off here tonight.
Yeah, I used to run, you know, on the dirt with these big, you know, I used to run street stocks and late models and, you know, that sort of stuff. So big, heavy cars on the dirt with a lot of horsepower. So, you know, being able to move them around and use that throttle and finesse, it's, you know, you can apply some of that here. So it was a lot of fun, man. I just, you know, I thank Andrew and Tanner and everybody with ASRC and you, Brett, for, you know, the turn 3 and everything, for being here, putting on a broadcast. And just what a great show this was, and a lot of fun to jump in with these guys. And rumor has it there's another dirt race on the schedule coming up. I might have to clear my calendar for that one too.
All righty, Zach. Yeah, we'd love to see you out here whenever you get a chance on Monday nights, but definitely at another dirt track. You put on a heck of a show, Zach. It was a pleasure meeting you a few weeks ago, and now even more of a pleasure talking to you in the booth with the runner-up finish. But I know you got that race win in you here at some point, Zach. You have yourself a great rest of the night, and once again, congratulations on that runner-up finish here.
All right, thanks, Brett. Appreciate it.
Alrighty, folks, that was our second place finisher, Zach Heiser. Now we'll head down to our race winner, that being the 18 machine of Devin McDonald. Devin, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yeah, I got you, Brett.
Alrighty, man. We talked to you after heat win number 2. Now you get the job done for the feature event. How was this 18 machine? It seemed like it was pretty hooked up here tonight at Eldora.
Yeah, this 18 car was really fast tonight. It was a bit loose there, getting up in the wall in turn 3 and 4, but managed to hold it together and get the win.
Yeah, Devin, it seemed like as long as you got away with those restarts fairly good in those double file ones, you seem like the man to beat once Tanner Tallarico and Brian Wilderson made contact. Do you think you had anything for that 951 car if he was still up there up front towards the end of the race?
Honestly, I don't know. That 951 was real fast tonight, but like I said, his last was really fortunate for this 18 team.
Yeah, Devin, that definitely was the break you guys needed with both those cars going to the rear. And it was definitely difficult to start on the inside line. How were you able to clear Michael Sturgill each and every single one of those times? I know it's had to be stressful each and every restart knowing that you're not in the preferred lane.
It was real stressful, but I got to be honest. No, just try to fire it off at different times so we wouldn't get the same pattern over and over. So we managed to pull it off, though.
Yeah, Devin, heck of a job. And I got to say, congratulations on your first ever ASRC feature win. That's got to mean a lot to you in the Sportsman series. We definitely didn't have too slouch of a field tonight. A lot of good dirt racers that still hang around here at ASRC. And you guys definitely put on a show showing those skills here tonight. So, Devin, once again, big congratulations from me in the booth here. And, yeah, before we let you go and celebrate down in Victory Lane, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank for this 18 team.
Like I said, I'd like to thank all my family, my girlfriend for all the continued support. I'd like to thank all you guys in Turn 3 Racing Network, ASRC for putting all this together. Just a great bunch of people to be riding with and continue to race some more.
Alrighty, Devin. Well, one last thing. I'm pretty sure you're definitely more of a dirt guy. So where'd you get all the dirt experience tonight and have the skills to pick up tonight's big feature win here at Eldora?
Well, when I started iRacing there about a year ago, that's what I really started on was the dirt, and that's where I learned most of the skills too. But it looks like it paid off tonight.
Yeah, that it did, Devin. So congratulations once again on your first ever ASRC win and first ever ASRC Sportsman win. So I'm going to go wrap up in the booth, and I'll see you back down in Victory Lane after I wrap up. But congratulations again, Devin.
Perfect. Thank you. Have a good one.
You as well, Devin. And that was our feature winner, Devin McDonald, picking up his first ever ASRC win. As now we'll run through tonight's race results here at Eldora. As Devin McDonald in the 18 machine picks up tonight's big feature win for his first ever ASRC win. Zach Heiser in the 14 machine came oh so close. He finished in second. Third is Jaron Valley in the 111. Fourth goes to Nathan Henry in the 59 machine. And Tanner Tallarico in the 1 rounds out the top 5. Sixth place goes to John Sanu in the 86. Seventh is Hayden Swank in the 35. Eighth was Dave Payne in the 38. Ninth goes to Brian Wilderson in the 951. And Mike Sturgill in the 90 machine finishes in 10th. 11th goes to John DeMeester. 12th is Josiah Millen. 13th, Lee Campbell. 14th, Kyle Leisure. 16th, Justin Callahan. And 16th is Tyler Jordan in the 952, rounding out tonight's starting cars. So this has been race number 5 from the American Sim Racing Club Sportsman Series from Eldora. It's been a blast here watching these cars get down and dirty. Heck of a race by all these drivers, so got to give a shout out to each and every one of the drivers. Of course, got to give a shout out to all the live viewers out there tonight. Appreciate every single one of you. Got to give a shout out to all the replay viewers. Also, all the people making things happen here at ASRC, from the admins to the drivers, as well as the league sponsors from Race1.us, Horsepower Happenings, and everyone else that makes this thing go on. I have been Brett the Jet from Turn 3 Racing Network. Be sure to check out Turn 3 Racing Network for all your racing needs. We're broadcasting at least 5 times a week, so be sure to tune on in and see whatever you're feeling out there in the virtual racing world. Everyone have a safe night, and we'll catch you here at next week at a different track, but I still will be on the mic. So everyone have a good one, and just remember, folks, I've been Brett the Jet, and we just flew by you. Have a good one.